welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 30th of October, 2015. The moon today will be making its way through the final portion of the sign of Gemini as it transits Mrigasira nakshatra. So you know the situation, right? You are trying to create a shift. You're trying to make something work to improve your life, and you're just not getting the results that you want, right? And so you go back to the drawing board and you try to rework what you have, and you come back at it again. And still you're not getting any success, so you go back to the drawing board again and tweak it a little bit more, and you come back and you're still not getting any success. So what do you do next? You pull all the hair out of your head and you have a really good freak out, if you're like me, because that's what I do at those particular times. But, really right now, number one, there's no need for a freak out. If you're losing your confidence in relation to a particular situation, well, I can tell you that that is actually unwarranted in this particular case. What you do need to do, though, is you need to be strong. Even though your confidence may be waning, you need to try to understand that, well, even though things may be kind of coming up against resistance at the present, that's going to shift in the future. Your foundation is actually firmer than you think. It's just that you may have been needing to go through a few adjustments, learn from them, some of the experiences that you've been having with seeming failures, so that you know what not to do the next time, right? But sure, I recognize it can get really disheartening when you're having that particular result. But in the moment, just try to live with what you've got, even though that may be a little bit difficult. Try to take the high road rather than getting freaked out or upset about it. Just try to rise above it all. Things are beginning to change. Try to let go of the fact that something didn't work in the past, and don't let that disappoint you. Something stands a very good chance of working very soon. You're just needing to make a few adjustments. Eventually, making those adjustments won't come up with the resistance that you've been having so far. Mrigasira is a moksha-driven nakshatra. Its primary motivation is to, create a change, to move towards something that's a little more inspiring, to shift from a set of circumstances that haven't been working towards something that hopefully can work. And with Mrigasira, there is always the aim of having higher and higher levels of fulfillment. Something isn't fulfilling, well, then you go back and you kind of take it apart and you try to put it back together again in a way that's going to potentially be more fulfilling in the future. But you've been having resistance with that particular approach, and so that's leading to a certain level of frustration rather than to higher levels of fulfillment. On one level, there's the concept that you need to recognize that fulfillment is something that is waxing and waning. And just as it's not necessarily waxing right now, in other words, your level of fulfillment may be feeling like it's waning, well, things move much in the same manner that the moon moves, in terms of things wane for a while, and then they wax and they get better. And soon you're up for a upswing rather than a downswing. And that's something that's very positive. The lunar tithi today is Krishna Chaturthi. It's the fourth day of the dark half of the moon. With this particular energy, you're going to need to be strong. You're going to need to restrain yourself from getting too frustrated about a particular situation. You're going to need to restrain yourself from just trying any old particular approach, because really what you need is a wise approach, one where you're taking a deep look at what hasn't worked in the past and considering all the details, so that you can make the necessary adjustment rather than a necessary adjustment. Make the very last necessary adjustment so that you can have a breakthrough with a particular situation. The solar lunar yoga today is Shiva. Shiva is the deity. Shiva has the dance that is at the end of all time. So he marks the duration in between one age of existence and another age of existence in regards to this particular situation. You're in a position where things are in a state of limbo, but keeping them in a state of limbo and just waiting isn't going to help your situation. Instead, what you need to do is you need to stay active with reworking your particular situation so that you can get better results with it in the future. If you could use a little bit of help with that particular process, I do offer several different tiers of astrological service, all of which are available through the astrological services page of my website, which you'll see if you click the little eye in the window up above. You can drop down 2 cards. The Ganesha card is to my astrological services page. The other one is to my video course with fellow astrologer Ryan Korzak, which has just been released, and it is available for purchase at the link, which you will see beneath the Ganesha link. It'll take you to the page that has the information on that course and will give you the opportunity to purchase it and download it. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 30th of October, 2015. Until next time, please take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.